Now, healthy digestion is key to a properly functioning body, but at least 10 million South Africans are affected with digestion problems, making digestion a top health concern. Many people do not produce enough enzymes to properly digest the foods that they eat. Age, stress, and digestive disorders and certain medications can all interfere with the body's enzyme production, making digestion more challenging. Now, research shows that supplemental enzymes may be beneficial for a variety of digestive challenges, while also increasing nutrient utilization and keeping the digestive tract running smoothly. So we've invited Dr. Paulo into studio to discuss your indigestion and how we may be able to sort that out. So Paulo, let's talk indigestion, but specifically in terms of digestive enzymes. Now, what exactly are these? Because I mean, we've spoken previously about probiotics and what they do in the gut. Now, this is another element in the process of digesting our food.
So digestive enzymes are proteins that are manufactured by the body or obtained from fruit and vegetables that assist in digestion, in the breaking down of what you eat, so that the nutrients can be absorbed.
Right.
So they need to be broken down, okay? There are three major types: amylases that digest carbohydrate, proteases digest protein, and lipases digest fat. Okay. And in the body, they are primarily manufactured by the pancreas, although the mouth, the stomach, and the small intestine also produce some enzymes. Now, a deficiency of these enzymes, as you've mentioned, or an imbalance of these enzymes will affect absorption, which will in turn give you digestive system symptoms, and may, if it is long-standing, it may contribute to the development of other conditions.
Okay. So what are some of the things or factors that would cause this deficiency of digestive enzymes?
Well, so we have permanent reasons. In other words, any disease of the pancreas, like chronic pancreatitis, or any other diseases that involve the pancreas, like diabetes or cystic fibrosis. Then we have intolerances, such as lactose intolerance, celiac disease, which is a gluten intolerance. Anyone who has undergone major gastric surgery or gastric system surgery may also be affected. Okay. And then we have lifestyle-related reasons, and these primarily have to do with diet, because enzymes or digestive enzymes require minerals as cofactors for them to function. So if you don't eat sufficient fruit and vegetables, or if on the other hand your diet is high in processed foods, high calorie foods, consumption of alcohol, for example, will also affect it. And then general life issues such as stress, anxiety, smoking. So all of these will affect the production of enzymes.
Okay. So it's interesting that you mentioned earlier that the body produces these enzymes and you get some of them from food, but ultimately still you've got to be eating the right kinds of foods for your body to be able to produce them. So food plays a big role here.
Correct, because remember, your body needs the raw materials to produce the enzymes. And also what happens is that when you eat certain foods like highly processed foods and so on, they will overutilize these enzymes. So they will cause a depletion of certain stocks, if I can put it that way.
Right. So we end up in that wonderful spiral again of negative sort of atrophy. Now, common digestive symptoms that would indicate some element of digestive enzyme deficiency, what would we be experiencing?
Well, one may experience intolerance to certain foods.
Okay.
So for example, if you don't have enough proteases to digest protein, to give you a very simple example, you would find that your digestion doesn't go well when you eat protein, such as red meat, for example. Okay.
And when you say that, would it be cramps, pains? What?
Yes. So that's sort of the other list of possible symptoms, which include abdominal pain or cramps. Heartburn. You may also have heartburn, diarrhea, oily stools, flatulence. So these are symptoms that should start pointing you in the direction of the fact that your food is not being digested properly, which then leads to malabsorption. Okay.
So Paulo, beyond these sort of more obvious experiences and feelings and pains and cramps and things, are there other signs body-wide that might be indicating a lack of digestive enzymes?
Yes. For example, unexplained weight loss.
Okay.
All right. Now remember, it's a non-specific sign because it could be related to something else. But if you're not absorbing properly, you could be obviously losing weight, so that's one of the potential signs. Depression and anxiety is also a sign, also because, look, basically, if you're not digesting properly, you're not getting in the fuels, the substances, the molecules that your body needs for the various systems to function properly. So the list is actually a very long list of other potential symptoms, of which the main cause, or one of the foundational causes, would be a deficiency of digestive enzymes.
So, I mean, is it correct to then sort of say that if your digestive enzymes are lacking, you ultimately are existing in a state of malnutrition?
Correct.
Because you're not getting what you need from the food?
Correct. There's this old phrase, you are what you eat.
Yes.
You actually are what you absorb.
Okay.
And you are what you absorb because you are what you digest.
Yes.
And you are what you digest because of your enzymes.
Slightly longer journey then.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Now, Paolo, in terms of finding a digestive enzyme supplement, I mean, there are many of them out there, but what do we need to be looking for specifically that would indicate that we actually have something that is of a quality that's going to be beneficial and do what it says it's going to do?
Yeah. Well, firstly, the product's enzymes must be of plant origin. Okay, not of animal origin. Preferably, it should be something that is trademarked. For example, there is a product that is put out by the enzyme company in the United States, which has 80 years of research. Okay, it's called BioCore. Now, I correct myself, it's not a product, it's the name of their enzyme combination, digestive enzyme combination. So BioCore is produced by this national enzyme company. It is sold to supplement companies who then incorporate it into their digestive enzyme product. So you will not find BioCore on the shelf, okay? So that people don't go out there and look for BioCore, you won't find it.
Now, Paolo, there are obviously a number of different supplemental options on the market that we could be taking as digestive enzymes, but what is it that we need to be looking for so that we're getting a product that is actually going to do what it says on the bottle?
It should do, yes.
Yeah.
All right, so the enzymes should be of plant origin, all right? And preferably it should be a combination that is trademarked. For example, the National Enzyme Company in the United States has a record of over 80 years of research in developing these plant-based enzyme combinations. One of them is called BioCore. Now, BioCore is the name of their product. They then sell this to companies that sell supplements to the public, so you won't find BioCore on the shelf as such. Okay, but this specific product, for example, or combination has been tested in terms of temperature changes in the gut, in terms of surviving through the gut, especially in the environment of the stomach, because that is a problem. The specific combination should not contain betaine hydrochloride, which is stomach acid, or pepsin. Okay, because usually, firstly, they would have been of animal origin. But the more important reason is that in cases of stomach acid deficiencies, that should be treated separately, because the amount required per meal depends on the type of meal that you're having. And if you incorporate that with digestive enzymes, you may find that you have too much betaine hydrochloride, and that will cause stomach irritation. Okay. Whereas too many digestive enzymes would never give you a problem.
Now, Paolo, into our Real Health Medicine cabinet, we've put a product called, well, it's a digestive enzyme complex, which comes from Terra Nova. Now, does this product pass all of what you've said we need to be looking for?
Yes, so this actually contains BioCore. So the enzyme, the digestive enzymes, the lipases, proteases, amylases, and so on, are from the National Enzyme Company in the United States. That's what is in there. It also contains invertase, which helps you to digest sucrose. Okay, for those with a sweet tooth.
But not an excuse to overindulge.
No. It contains lactase, for those who find it difficult to digest dairy products, for example. It contains galactosidase, which helps to digest those fibers that are found in pulses in beans, which most of us struggle to digest. It contains no betaine hydrochloride or pepsin. So besides that, it also contains what they call a magnifood complex. And this specific one is made of what is known as digestive botanicals. So things like fennel and cardamom, which traditionally are known, and ginger, for example. It contains freeze-dried plant substances as well, which help to manage digestive functions.
And Paolo, is this something that you would take regularly? I mean, and also when should you be taking it? Is it something that you eat just before meals, after meals, with meals, or would you take it in the morning with your regular regime?
No. Okay, so this you take very close to the meal. So just before the meal, or just somewhere in the middle of the meal. You can take it just after the meal too.
Right.
If all of a sudden you start feeling bloated and so on, you could take it, depending on what you've eaten. Okay. How regularly you take it obviously depends on, again, on each specific territory, each specific person, what their challenges are. If you kind of overindulge in terms of what you've eaten, then this will always help.
Okay.
It'll help your digestion. If you are beginning to feel symptoms of indigestion, as if you're really not digesting your food properly and you're going to end up having to throw up or something like that, then this may be something that you could take. It'll help. And of course, anybody in the groups that we've mentioned that has regular digestive challenges with breaking down and absorbing food, this will always be very beneficial.
Right. And is there anybody who would need to be cautious when taking a product like this?
No.
Or is it generally useful to any digestive system?
It doesn't interact with anything. It's
great.
Anybody can, you could literally take it all the time. It's just that it may not be necessary for everybody to do it.
Yes, okay. And Paolo, where can we find this?
I believe it's available in health shops and pharmacies.
Great stuff. Well, always wonderful chatting to you. Thank you so much for joining us.